Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So, this is part 2 of building a city in Minecraft. So, I've missed out on a few buildings. I missed out on a few buildings. And I've done a lot. I've only done the large apartment buildings. So I've done. And I've added more roads, added more apartment buildings. That's it. Nothing much. Nothing much. But I forgot to add some basic things in the last video. So, alright, say you wanted to add another building next to one building. This is a building right here, and there's another building. Well, what you need to make is an alleyway using the sidewalk, the material they use to make a sidewalk. And then you build the other building. And that's how to make a building next to a building. Also, one more thing is you can't have a door leading into the alleyway. Okay? It has to lead into a road or somewhere else. But say that you want to make like apartment that has two doors, like two double doors. Double doors mean an entrance. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you. So it's kind of like how to build. It's kind of like how to build a normal house, a normal apartment. It's kind of like this, except the thing that has changed. Make sure to fill these in because there's going to be no windows on the ground floor. Okay. So then what you do is place trapdoors. Or what you can do, if you want them to have less space, is add wall. But don't add wall, okay? And then just build this up until it's the height of your other apartments. Alright. So, one thing I forgot to mention is that on the sides of where the separating wall is, there should be no glass. I forgot to mention that. So, yeah, that's how you make a two-person apartment. And you can use any tile block for this. It doesn't have to be polished andesite. I just said polished andesite because I was using it. And same for here. And you can use any wall for this. It doesn't have to be cyan. And you can use anything for the sidewalk. It doesn't have to be calcite. And I realized when I was editing the video that I called this black concrete. This is black stone, and you can use black stone. You can use black concrete. It's just that black stone has a more road-like texture. You can also use any slab for this. Any slab that any wall, and the slab that goes with that wall. So you might be seeing this, and you might be wondering what this is. Alright, I'll show you. I'll tell you. So, you probably have been to a restaurant. I bet. I bet you've been to a restaurant. So this is gonna be a restaurant. So, one thing, the parking lot has to be at the least 8 by 8. That's because it's perfect for 6 parking spaces. And then the length of the restaurant can be any, but the width has to be 8. So this is 9 by 8. Anyways. Anyways. I'll show you how to make one. So, depending on what restaurant it is, I'll show you different versions. So, this version is going to be the concrete restaurant. It's going to be the concrete restaurant. You're going to be using gray concrete, kind of like all the other, kind of like the apartments. It was kind of like an apartment where you have, but you only build a L shape where you want the entrance to be, then add the oak doors. And you want your entrance to be where the parking lot is, of course. And then you build up. And this is going to be only one floor. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be 2 floor. All right. So the reason that this is going to be 2 floor is because the first floor is going to be like where people are going to be eating at. The second floor is going to be where they're making the food. So you're going to want to make steps that lead up to the second floor. And these should be important. These should be perfect. that's it. Also make the also add some lighting, and I'd recommend sea lanterns in the corner. So then get some get a type of slab, and it could be any slab, and make sure there's free block space, and then get search stairs and get any chair that you want, any stair that you want, which is going to be used as a chair. And perfect. That's what you have. That's what you should have. And then we can also make one near the stairs as well. That should be it. If you want to make it look fancy, you can add some red carpets. You don't have to. If you're gonna add red carpets, do not put them on the stairs. And don't don't put the stepping stones like I did, because it will not make sense. Just add a stair and there, like that. And in any part that they have to destroy a carpet to add something on top of the carpet, on top of the place where the carpet would be, just add it. Just add red there. We don't have to add the carpets. It's just that if you want to. So now, up here, make sure to add a sign called saying employees only. Make sure to add a sign called employees only to this. And then add a door that will lead into this. And then add the gray concrete. Make sure to add some windows as well. And add this light blue stained glass. Alright, So this is gonna be where they cook the food. So then what you want to do is put in a smoker because it looks a lot like an oven, and also add some smooth quartz stairs. That's supposed to look like an, and also add an activator rail to this. Now that's supposed to look like an oven. And also add some ovens over here. And where the window is, add a table where they're gonna place the food on. So also add a you can also add a pressure plate as well as an item frame. Be a glow item frame, it could be a normal item frame. You should add the item frame first. Anyways, and that should be it. It's an employees only. Anyways, one more thing to add to the concrete one is the stone brick on the top. Can't forget about the stone brick on the top. Or any slab on the top. It doesn't matter. So one more thing, if you made the concrete one, which I totally forgot, you have to add a chimney. So what you do is this: use stone brick and you make the chimney. That's how to make a concrete restaurant. This is going to be how to make a wood-like restaurant, which is not that common in cities, but I don't know. And I realize I'm playing an older version, so let's change that. Anyways, so we are back on the newest version of Minecraft, which means now we have mangrove wood. And like the same for that, you can use any wood that you want. So this is what you want to do. First, you build logs with that. And then you take your other log. And then you take your other wood. And it could be planks, it could be anything, but it has to be wood because this is a wood shack, a wood restaurant. You'll probably see them in like the villages or something. Force add an opening to where you want your doors to be, and the same thing from the concrete one applies here. Have to have an 8 by 8 8 by 8 parking lot, and uh, a X by 8 building. X meaning the length of the number, the length of the restaurant. X meaning this. So once you place your log and then the wood, you're gonna place another layer of wood or log. Place another layer of wood. You can like this look like woolly man fur. So again, the same thing applies with the buildings. There has to be an alleyway. Obviously, add windows because windows are good. But if you're using like stripped wood or any log, you you obviously have to fill in the window to place the blocks on top. Of course, add the logs. Of course, add the log you're using. And don't add any windows on this side, and applies for the building. The entire building. Alright, so so if your secondary wood is a log, then you have to place something like grass. And then place the wood on top. Then make sure to get rid of the dirt. Make sure to get rid of the block they used. Also do the same. Don't don't fill. Okay. Don't fill this in yet, cause I'll show you what to do. So first for the glass, we're not gonna use the light blue stained glass pane. We can use the normal glass pane. So firstly, what you want to do is get a slab, and make sure that it's a wood slab. And don't make it. And what I'd recommend is not make it look like the wall. Also, one more thing: if you made the ground andesite, change it because it's not supposed to be andesite on the wood one. It's supposed to be your secondary wood. Might have to get rid of the doors. And I'd recommend adding this to like a rural part of the city, not like the not like an not like to the main part of the city, to the rural part of the city. All right. So once you made the floor, make sure the floor is your secondary wood, okay, the wood that you placed right here, and the wood that you made the roof for. And the doors can be the same dark oak. It doesn't matter. And then you can get a wood stair. Just make sure it doesn't blend into anything. You know, you can use the same stair. The same stair can be used to get up, but it doesn't have to be. So then you can, so then you can get a sign that says employees only. And I'm just gonna copy the sign. And you can add a carpet, just that you you don't have to, and I'm not gonna add a carpet to this one. So you're probably not gonna. So then add grass. Add we're gonna add the the floor, and make sure that it's where your secondary, and make sure that it's where your secondary wood is, and fill the floor with the secondary wood. And then delete the block they used. Then get your and then get your first 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 wood, and then get a door, because that door is gonna be here anyways. So now get a, and then get a smoker. Add it right here, right here, add it right here. Except get rid of the ceiling. Oh. So build the same oven from the concrete one. With the smoker, the smooth quartz stairs, and the activator rail. But this time for the desk, we're going to use a certain type of plank that doesn't match with anything. And should be done. But we also have to add the slab that's going to be on top. And then what you want to do is add is get something is get is get a brick and then add it where wherever the smoker was, and because they're next to each other, add one that's higher. It should be completed with the wooden restaurant. So that that is the store the restaurant's finished. But you know how I said that I was going to do the interior? Well, I am. So what I want to do for this is, because this is like where you sign up for the apartment, you're going to have a desk. And what you can use to make a desk is this. And then also make sure that it's curvy, so don't add a block right here. Get rid of the block. No corner blocks. And then you can also add some chests. You can fill them with random levers if you want to. I'm not going to. You can if you want to. And then you can add a villager. You can summon in a villager if you want, but he's not going to stay at all. Just don't. But then add some stairs. And add some stairs that are leading up onto the next floor. And then you can roof off this. So what you do here is you delete that, because this is where a wall is gonna go, and you can do the same with the others. Once you're done, you can find a place where you're gonna add the doors that open up into a room, and also find this like spiral staircase right here. Just gonna lead. Now for the apartment, you can add a bed, possibly a banner, possibly the banner, um, and you can also add a banner next to this window to like represent the curtains. Raise it higher like that, and then never mind, like that. And then you can also add like a chest, as well as a smoker. And that should be all that they need, as well as a nightstand. Put on this side because then you're able to make. So if you add a end rod right here, and then you add a slab, then boom. And then also make the staircase that leads up, and then also make this staircase, and then you could just repeat the staircase until you get all the way up there. Basically just repeat the same thing. Alright. And I'm gonna do this in my free time. I don't have to do it right now. And alright, so I've realized a lot that I've missed. I forgot to add the balconies to these buildings. So a balcony a balcony cannot be on ground level at all, because then because that was because if a car is driving, then it will hit the car. So they can only be on the levels that people have apartments on. So to make a balcony, first of all, you have to find a window and get rid of it. And then you add a 4x4 platform. And then what you can do is add a fence. I recommend a netherite fence, but you can use a different fence. And that's all you have to do. If you'd like to, you can also add a door, but you don't have to. I'd recommend birch door because it looks more like a sun door, or balcony door, whatever it's called. And I'd say to and make sure to put them in the and I'd recommend putting them in the back of the building of the apartments. So like say so yeah, just do that. And then you know how I made an apartment here? Well, how are you supposed to make an apartment there because the apartment's going to be smaller, of course. Well, you see, it's kind of like how to make that apartment at least for the ground level because you actually don't have the wall on the ground level. You have two ways to enter the ground level. And the counter has to be even more smaller, which means you could just do that for the counter. Then just do that. Actually looks cool. So to get up to the other floors, you're gonna need to do that to get up to the floors right here. It's just the same thing, except on a different side. And boom, they get divided. So then what you do is wherever the wall is, just delete that part of the wall. Okay? And then of course add the door. And of course get rid of this window and get rid of this window for all of these rows, as well as on this side too. And these are more like the hotels, I'd say. So of course, get a bed. And that's just it. That's it. Obviously, I recommend only having one hotel because I really hate the hotels because they're small. And I've actually been in a hotel before, so I would know. Also get rid of the trap door wall that is on the layer with the polish of the tile block. I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace.